When you feel steady and comfortable, gently close your eyes. यस्त्यक्त्वा रूपमाद्यं प्रभवति जगतो अनेकधानुग्रहाय प्रक्षीणक्लेशराशिर्विषमविषधरो अनेकवक्त्रसुभूहि सर्वज्ञानप्रसूतिर्भुजगपरिकरा प्रीतये यस्य नित्यं देवो हि सहसोऽव्यात् सितविमलतनुर्योगदो योगयुक्तः Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently bow your head down. Bring yourself to the class. Prepare yourself for the session. When you're ready, gently lift your head up. Open your eyes. Exhale. Namo Namaha. Hari Om. We will continue with the beginning sutras. Last remaining. For whom? The one who is of the Vikshipta Chitta. So we saw so far in chapter 1, what was discussed? The sadhana, the way to attain moksha for the one who is in Niruddha Avastha. For him, Asampragyat Samadhi. One who is Ekagra, Sampragyat Samadhi. One who is of a Vikshipta Chitta. What is Vikshipta Chitta?
With some vrittis and actions associated.
Yes, Vyuthana Chitta. So there are vrittis still present in the Chitta. For such a sadhak, what was discussed? Kriya Yoga was discussed. Now, after these two sutras, further we will see for the two other Chitta Bhumis. Yes? Shipta and Mudha. We will begin with the next sutra. We also discussed Aviplava, just to connect with the last session. Do you recall the meaning of Aviplava?
The state of Vivek Khatir.
Yes. So, a state where the flow was undisturbed. Of what? Of Viveka Khyati. So, yoga, the Yoga Sutras have emphasized a lot on Viveka Khyati. When we look at Vedanta, Mithya Jana has been emphasized. Similarly, what has been emphasized in the philosophy of yoga? Viveka. Viveka Khyati is the term. Whenever we say Patanjali Yoga Darshan, Viveka Khyati is the means to attain moksha. First step. If I reach Viveka Khyati, I attain moksha. This must be very, very well understood. Therefore, again and again, Viveka Khyati has been discussed. We will progress. Sutra 27. Tasya saptadha pranta bhumihi prajya.
Tasya saptada prantha bhumi prajna.
Tasya saptadha pranta bhumihi prajya.
Tasya saptadha pranta bhumihi pragya.
Tasya, of whose? Of the yogis, the one who has attained Viveka Khyati. Saptabdha, sevenfold. Pranta bhumihi, final place. Pranta bhumihi, an avastha, sthita avastha, feeling of stability. Prajya, true insight or wisdom is met. So the true yogi's insight has 7. Now, the important term here, we see the sapta jnana bhumika. Sapta jnana bhumika. विवेक उत्पन्न होने के बाद 7 रूपों का अनुभव होता है. After there is viveka khyati. After viveka khyati, what happens to the learned one? There is sapta jnana bhumi anubhav. सप्त ज्ञान भूमि अनुभव. Please write सप्त ज्ञान भूमि अनुभव. After Viveka Khyati, one's mind starts transcending. Now let's see, for the one who has practiced Kriya Yoga, what happens after Viveka Khyati till moksha. So, we see that this Sapta Jnana Bhumika develops Sapta Prakar Pragya. What is it also known as? Sapta Prakar Pragya or Prajya. This takes the seeker from Heya Koti to Neya Koti. What is Heya Koti? Heyam Dukkham Anagatam. From the problem that is Heya, Neya, is that which can be known. So, this sutra will introduce a sevenfold Saptada division of Prajna or insight. What are the yogic insights? What are the insights met after developing Viveka Khyati? So, Sage Patanjali does not specify exclusively only what these 7 stages are. These 7 are also discussed in the Panchadashi. So, the Sapta Jnana Bhumi, where all is it mentioned? Just make a note. Sapta Jnana Bhumi. First, Maho Upanishad. Maho Upanishad. Maho Upanishad, Vedic text. So this is straight taken from the Vedas. Like I said, we discuss with every verse its connection with other philosophies. Let's see the Bhashya. Tasyeti pratyuditkhyatehe pratyamnayah saptadheti ashuddhyava ranamala upagamachitasya pratyantram utpadate sati satprakaraiva prajya vivekino bhavati tadya. First, parijyatam heyam nasya punah parijyayamasti क्षीण हेय हेतवो न पुनरेतेषां क्षेतव्यम अस्ति साक्षात्कृतं निरोध समाधिना हानं भावितो विवेक ख्याति रूपो हानो पायः इत्येषा चतुष्टयी कार्या विभुक्तिः प्रज्ञाः. So the one which has been mentioned in Maho Upanishad and also Annapurna Upanishad. In Maho Upanishad we see in 5th Adhyaya 24 to 34 shloka. 11 shlokas have been dedicated for this description of what happens for a seeker after Viveka Khyati until liberation. So, Maho Upanishad and Annapurna Upanishad, Saptabhumis have been discussed. Let's make a note. What are these Saptabhumi? First, they are being grouped into 4 and 3 respectively. Based on Karya Nishtata and Chitta Nishtata. How are they differentiated? Based on first category, Karya Nishtata. Karya Nishtata, which means which help us be free from karmas or karmic transactions in the world. Karya nishtata. So at the karmic level, which free us. Karya nishtata. And chitta nishtata, which helps the chitta internally also to be free. So external freedom and internal freedom. In karya nishtata, once a seeker attains viveka khyati, what happens? The first avastha that comes out of it brings a thought that I do not want to know what has happened. So, how does a seeker start feeling? If somebody comes and says something, seeker simply says, I don't want to know about it. What will be new in the world? So the curiosity to know ends. Make a note. Karya nishtata. In karya nishtata, we have 4 avasthas. Out of the 4, first. जैसे संसार की असलियत जान ली. I already know what is in the samsara. Anybody who will come and speak with me will not share anything new. जगत को जानने की जिज्ञासा की निवृत्ति. To know the world, this curiosity ends. I don't want to know anything under the sky. This curiosity completely ends. Udasin avastha. Udasin, not interested. How does the seeker start feeling after Viveka Khyati immediately? I know everything what can be possible in the world. So whatever falls on my ears is nothing new. And if anybody comes with a piece of information, I'm not interested to know further. It has nothing to do with me. This is related to raga attachment. Next. The one which rises out of dvesha. Jighansa kshetavya nasti. Jighansa. Nothing can be destroyed by me anymore. किसी का खंडन करने की इच्छा नहीं है. If somebody says something which is wrong, I don't want to correct it. If somebody says something which is wrong, I don't want to correct it. So this is known as Shina Heya Hetavona Punaretesham Shetavyam Asti. Sheya करने की इच्छा चली गई. To kill or to destroy completely. Even knowledge or somebody that has said to argue completely ends. So Shetavya Nasti. Nothing to be interrupted by me. Nothing to be stopped or killed by me. It's easier to get rid of Raga Sambandhi. Developed or provoked Jnana Bhumi. So Karya Nishtata, under Karya Nishtata, you may say, okay, I don't want to know about the world. For the first stage, it's easier to attain the first, but the second, Jigansa Kshetavya Nasti, you don't want to argue. You absolutely do not want to argue with anyone. This is more difficult to attain. But the one who has attained Viveka Khyati, Samyak Jnana, correct knowledge to discriminate between Nitya Anitya, is able to attain that. Third stage, after attaining Viveka Khyati, is mentioned as Sakshat Krutam Nirodha Samadhina Hanam. पाने की इच्छा की निवृत्ति और प्रेपसा की निवृत्ति. I do not want even moksha. Such a person says what? I do not even long for moksha. Prepsa, any want is removed from the heart. In the third. So what did we listen so far? Please let me know. I'm sure that all you get. Please tell me.
The desire to even attain moksha is dissolved. Any wants are removed.
The thought or stoppage or obstructing anything, whatever anybody says, to argue completely goes off. Prepsa ki nivritti, which says okay, पाने की, not even moksha. So such a person lives extremely close to the state of moksha, like a Jivan Mukta. Says, I cannot force the enlightenment. I know it will eventually come to me. So is extremely close to the state of moksha. From here, Chikirsa Nivritti, doing anything falls off. Whatever I have done so far will take me towards moksha. This state is attained. I don't need to try for anything else now. I simply continue to exist, doing what I have been doing. Have we followed this? G. Yes. So all above 4 avasthas related to Jagat, that is outside world, and they free us from Jagat Karya. Note these 4. Jigyasa Nivritti, Jighansa Nivritti. Jigyasa is to know. Nivritti is to exhaust. Exhaustion of the urge to know, exhaustion of the urge to argue or destroy, exhaustion of the urge to attain, even if it is moksha, and exhaustion of the urge to try to do something. Exhaustion of the urge to try to do something. So one who is established in Viveka Khyati experiences these 4 avasthas first related to the Jagat, that is outside world. And these 4 avasthas are step by step freeing us from the samsara or Jagat Karya. So if somebody says, Guruji, I have studied Patanjali Yoga Darshan, how do I know if I'm moving towards moksha? These are the 4 natural stages attained first. And finally, we move towards the next 3 out of the Sapta Jnana Bhumi, Sapta Prajya Avastha. So the knowledge that we were talking about, who am I and where am I? The vritti of knowledge only remains in this 7 that we are discussing. Now, Chitta Vimukti. Next 3 are Chitta Vimukti Avastha. Technical term is Chitta Vimukti. As the body has been freed from participating in the world, let's see what are the avasthas next from the external to inside for the chitta. First is known as Charitadhikara Shoka Nivritti Avastha. Shoka Nivritti. The buddhi stops giving suffering to the knower. Charitadhikara buddhi will not give sorrow anymore. Shoka Nivritti Avastha, the state where there is no suffering given by the mind to the knower. So, two terms you should write here. Sadhikara and Gunadhikara Buddhi. Gunadhikara Buddhi is the Buddhi which constantly binds the knower to three gunas, Sattva Rajatama, Sattva Rajatama. From Gunadhikara Buddhi, Gunadhikara to Sadhikara Buddhi. Sadhikara, wherever Sakara is there, it is to do with Sattva and further to Moksha. So, the Buddhi stops bringing any suffering to the knower. Next, Bhaya Nivrutti Avastha. Bhaya means fear. Nivrutti, exhaustion. Pralay ka bhaya chala jata hai. The thought of destruction goes away. Have we followed till here? G. Thought of destruction means what? With every work I undertake, I am established in the first thought, the firm thought that this is going to destruct itself. Bhaya Nivritti. Whatever laya, creation is happening through me, it is going to go with pralaya. There is going to be an end to it. कार्य के साथ प्रलय समझकर भय की निवृत्ति होना. With every action that I undertake, I am absolutely aware and prepared for its exhaustion. This is a very, very important understanding. With everything that I undertake, I am extremely prepared for what? Its exhaustion. Whatever I create, I am ready and prepared that it is going to be destructed and destroyed with state of mind, everything I do. With that state of mind, everything I create. Pralay Kshamata. To understand this exhaustion in every activity I do, no matter how beautiful I create something, it is going to ultimately exhaust. This thought becomes very, very dominant. So, Bhaya Nivritti, exhaustion of fear. Why there is no fear? Because whatever I am creating, I know it is also going to exhaust. So, whatever others give me, I have no more fear. It's going. What is the biggest fear? That it is going to exhaust. I am already ready with the understanding of Pralaya. The moment I know everything of Laya will undergo Pralaya, in that moment, the fear of Mrityu also goes away. Fear of death also goes away. Fear is always induced by the three gunas. So, due to the gunas. Why? Because gunas are always changing and we don't want something to change. So, who is the one who gives us the fear? The three gunas. So, with the understanding of Pralaya, Bhaya Nivritti takes place. And finally, Chitta Vritti Nasha, Vikalpa Nivritti. Vikalpa Nivritti. Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Nivritti. Write this as Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Nivritti. No knowledge at all. Finally, what remains? Chitta Prakasha. The Chitta is experienced as pure light without any knowledge. There is no knowledge, nothing to be known. Only the knower and the capacity to know. Chitta Prakash, capacity to know is experienced. Knower, knowledge, capacity to know. Out of that, knowledge absolutely falls off. The knower and the capacity to know remains. A person who moves from Viveka Khyati slowly with Shravana towards Sapta Jnana Avastha is known as Yoga Kushal. Yoga Kushal. What is the term given by Sage Patanjali here? Yoga Kushal. One who has attained all these 7 stages of the Chitta. So Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Imagine till here we are understanding and discussing the Chitta. And like I said, not only Mahopanishad and Annapurna Upanishad, in Buddhism also, there is an entire text on these 7 stages known as Dashabhumika Sutta. They have written an entire text book explaining these. But out of 7, they made 10 out of it. So they had sub-portions to either of these avasthas. Dashabhumika Sutta in Buddhism also discusses. So very important. The sutra which discusses Sapta Jnana Avastha, 7 stages from knowledge to the knower. And here, remember, there is no gain. At every stage, something is falling off. Nivritti, exhaustion. Like a candle, it exhausts slowly. Similarly, we see the exhaustion of knowledge. Reflect on this. I hope we are able to follow all 7. We have noted all 7. 4 and 3. They are separated into 4 and 3. So what is the sutra saying? Tasya saptada pranta bhumihi prajya. How is this prajya or knowledge? Bhumi. This is also known as bhumi. Saptada pranta bhumi. Saptada, 7-fold. Out of the 7, karya nishtata, 4. And chitta nishtata, 3. And the one who crosses this 7 is known as Yoga Kushal. With this, the 3 adhikaris exhaust Niruddha, Ekagra and Vikshipta. Till Sutra 27, we only discuss these 3 adhikaris. Now from here, we'll begin Atyanta Vikshipta, one who wants siddhis and desires. Going forward, from 28th will be introduced the path to attain moksha for Atyanta Vikshipta. Atyanta Vikshipta means who? Shipta and Muda. One who wants siddhis and desires. So far what we have studied after Viveka Khyati, this establishment means Viveka Khyati has been completely established in the seeker and Hanopaya has been proven. What is Viveka Khyati? Hanopaya. Heya, Hetu, Han and Hanopaya.
विवेक ख्याति is स्थानोपाय. मोक्ष प्राप्ति निश्चित हो गई. Guaranteed to attain moksha with complete embodiment of viveka khyati, transcending through these 7 stages. From here now, sage Patanjali will slowly take us towards the next sutra, which will discuss about Atyanta Vikshipta, one who look for siddhis and desires, and for that reason, being desirous at heart, they take up the practice of yoga. I hope this has been absorbed by us completely.
Ji.
We will try to discuss this again. Ji.
Ma'am, if you don't mind, could you please tell me the Chitta Vimukti, the second one? Or actually, please label the 3 things in the Chitta Vimukti, please.
In Chitta Nishtata, first is Charitadhikara Buddhi.
Yes.
So in the first stage, what happens? Buddhi becomes Charitadhikara. You call it Shok Nivritti. You write this stage as Shok Nivritti. Hari Om, am I audible? Ji.
Yes, ma'am.
Shoka Nivritti, right? First as Shoka Nivritti, second as Bhaya Nivritti. Bhaya Nivritti. Shoka is sorrow, Nivritti exhaustion, exhaustion of sorrow. Bhaya, fear, Nivritti exhaustion, exhaustion of fear. And third, Vikalpa Nivritti, exhaustion of thought. So what happens? We see the yogi does not have a mind anymore. Does not have a mind, it dissolves. Chitta remains, prakasha remains. Web of thought, just like a glacier melts. Absolutely melts off. One very good example is once a man comes to Swamiji and says, is there a possibility by which I am away from you? I study, I come to see you, Swamiji. I am not as fortunate to sit in front of you and take up the practice of yoga every day. So is there a possibility for me that amidst all your bhaktas, I remain in your mind? That means he means to say, I remain on your thought. So the answer this bhakta receives is, there is no mind for a yogi. We can connect over Zoom now. We have resumed the electricity. Please connect over Zoom for a few minutes. I request for this.
Hari Om. Yes. So, the Sapta Prajya Bhumi, Jaya Bhumi. Avastha from the state of Viveka Khyati to the state of absolute dissolution of even Vikalpa thought. Sankalpa is a good thought, good intention. Vikalpa, you can take it as anything. very accurately describes what falls off one by one. If you have any questions, you may ask.
Guruji, you were sharing that story when we transferred over.
When
we transferred over from WhatsApp, you were sharing a story.
Yes, the story, so you didn't hear the end. What happened there was, the yogi said to the seeker, to the bhakta, who said that there are so many who come to meet you every day, who study in front of you. And I go back and in my worldly duties, in my family life, I keep meditating and offering all my work that I do to you. So, will you be able to remember me, Swamiji? Will you be in your dhyana, in your samadhi, will you ask for mukti for me? So the Swamiji, the yogi laughs and says, the yogi has no mind. Simply laughs more loudly and says, the yogi has no mind. From where to remember? Means what? As it is, impression and expression is received. Once which is not there, does not exist even as an impression on the mind. Only at the sensory level the world is experienced. Whatever work is being done, wherever the senses are engaged, the world is experienced only at the level of senses by the yogi. It does not move inside. The mind is so strong. None of that moves inside. Again, if the same seeker comes in front of the yogi will know who that person is. But a recurring thought or impression will never be created in the mind. I hope we understand the difference between the two. So in the Sapta Jaya Avastha, in the last stage, you perceive the world as it is in the moment without it having an imprint on the mind. No thought, state of absolute no thought. And I've shared this example. Like in front of our school, Vinyasa Yoga Ashram, there is a small bridge. You walk that bridge and a bird flies. You're observing the bird. In the moment, you think, oh, how beautiful it is for that moment. But the next step you take, you don't take the thought of the bird along with you in the direction that you're going. So whatever you see, you appreciate, you understand it from Gunadhikara to Sadhikara. Gunadhikara, we saw that after yogic practices, first we start seeing everything as gunas, sattva, raja, tama. From Gunadhikara also now we move to Sadhikara. Only the self is known, nothing else is known, and nothing else is knowable for the yogi. And why? Because the mind itself, buddhi, doesn't bring suffering at all. It stops bringing in suffering. So very, very important verse. Now one more verse remains for the introduction of Ashtanga Yoga. But Ashtanga we will, I said we will start after I conclude my Vipassana. The day I conclude, same day we will have a session. As even if I come home little late, please try to be available. And first thing we will do is chant the first two sutras of Ashtanga Yoga. That's the correct preparation from my end also as a Acharya to give the teaching to us. We conclude here. Guruji, apologies again. It's very late there and you are awake at this time. Apologies. Not unknowingly also, there must be no dukkha to any jiva. Any jiva is my students, definitely no dukkha. We conclude. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सर्वारिष्टशान्तिर्भवतु. Gently bow your head down. Feel grateful for this learning. Thanks, Sage Patanjali. For making this knowledge available to us. When you're ready, gently lift your head up. Open your eyes, externalize. Namo Namah. Hari Om. Thank you for your patience. Shubh Ratri.
Yeah, ma'am.